Do you want to see probably the fastest, most compact, expandable hipster door in the Bedrock edition of Minecraft? Well, you've come to the right place. Today I'll be showing you my hipster door that I've actually created a while ago, but I haven't shown it off as like a hipster door. I just showed it off as like a little component in a different, in the triangular piston door that was released on September 4th. So I think I finished making it on September 4th. Yeah, I didn't just make a separate video showing that it was a hipster door, but yeah, here it is. And this is whenever pistons were slower. So it is kind of slow, but it is actually expandable. I made sure to start the repeaters on the exact place that the pistons start and things like that. So this is design 1, and all I had to do here was just move this pulse extender down so that it wasn't above the ground here. So if I just activate it here, you can see it works like that, and you can just retract it. As simple as that. And so I created it in the triangular piston door, and then I reused it for the circular piston door because this is really useful because it's compact, and it already starts off with six blocks in there without having to use anything above or anything like that. And so then it's really useful for making other doors like the circular piston door, which is what I used it on. So this is the expanded version. I simply just did the same exact thing, except I expanded it out, and it works perfectly fine. It's the whole 15, and I can power it right here, as you can see. So I looked at my tutorial video on how to make the triangular piston door, and I basically copied what I did there, except that with some of the updates it kind of broke a little, and I changed some of the timing, so it went back into my old world, and I looked at the timings, and yes, some of them were changed and stuff. So I corrected the timings here, and then what I wanted to do was I wanted to first of all create the tiniest one, so it's only one piston, but then I also wanted to shave off one block on the side here. And by doing that, I have made it a little bit faster. So as you can see here, from where the piston starts, right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out, but this one, from the piston, there's 1, 2, 3 blocks out. And there's only 2 blocks out on this side, which is the same for this. And by doing this, I've actually made it a little bit faster by 0.5 seconds on the closing, and then about 1 or 2 seconds on the opening, I think. I didn't use a stopwatch or anything, I just counted myself, which is unreliable. But as you can see here, it closes and it opens. And so what I had to do was, I basically squished everything over, and instead of 8 ticks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I could make it to 4 ticks. And so then I also shortened the tick on here, so you can see that there's 1, 2, 3 ticks there. But on this one, it's from the 4, there's actually 2 ticks. And I wanted to make sure that this could also be the whole 15, because if I just had redstone right here, then I could only do 14. So I wanted to make sure I could do the whole 15. So I made it like this, which is a little bit challenging. And I've also made this 2 ticks. So before it was 4 ticks. So I shortened it down to 2 ticks here. Oh, and also from the design in the triangular piston door, I've actually shaved off 1 block here because before it went around like that, because I wasn't really worried about space on the sides here, because like I was gonna have space out there anyways, because the piston would have been like here, so it didn't really matter how much room. But I was able to just have it one block out instead of 2 blocks out here. And so I was able to shorten the time here as well. So this one is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ticks. This one's just 4 ticks. I also, so I set up a system here, because before what I did, and it's taking up a lot of space, was I had this system here, but then I also had like redstone there that went up to the redstone there when I have this piston extended, and so then that was taking up 2 blocks of space, and I didn't really have that much space to kind of do that, because I had to move the observer over. So as you can see here, there's 5 ticks, and I've shortened it down to 4 ticks so then I could move it here instead. And I had to make sure that the piston activated whenever the redstone block was there. So I set up this little system here that moved it, but I wanted this one to activate immediately and this one to have a little bit of delay. So I have this piston going up here, and I had a changeable delay, so I made it as fast as possible here, and that goes straight into there, and then it goes into the redstone torch. I've also shortened this section here by a little bit, so you can see here from the observer it goes to 1 tick, then 4 ticks, but this one it just goes straight to the 4 ticks, and the observer is down here. So that observer activates the piston here, which does that, because before I had it where it was just 1 tick down there, but I didn't have room for that, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't have room for that. And I also shortened this by 1 tick. So everything's just compact and stuff, and I couldn't fit a pulse lengthener here, so I fit the pulse lengthener here instead. So as soon as this piston gets retracted, it activates this, which pushes it across, which then activates this right here. So this is the pulse lengthener, but of course I have to shut it off at one point. So whenever it's pulse lengthening through here, this repeater gets activated, which pushes it all back. And yeah, I was able to make everything fit within there, and I actually made it more faster as well, because with the 8 ticks here, I was having a little trouble. Then I realized I could just put 4 ticks and it would still work. So that's good. So as you can see here, I think I put the 8 ticks there to wait until this piston was pushed across, and so it pushes it and then it starts going. So I was able to shorten that by 4 ticks. And so this one's faster, and I didn't feel like recreating this whole thing and making it 15 long, because this one took a little while, and this one's just a lot of pain and agony. So yeah, you can see this happening here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.